Charlie, do you hear me? Over.
Yes, I got you loud and clear, over.
We got a good-sized tiger shark just heading into Headstone Bay now.
Copy that, Lauren. Heading in now.
The tiger sharks here are well over 13 feet, which is huge. I've already got 2 of them right in the bay beneath me. This place is like a lost world. It's called Norfolk Island, a remote rock in the middle of the South Pacific. It was formed by an ancient volcano almost 3 million years ago. And today, it's home to some of the biggest tiger sharks on Earth.
Nobody knows why there's so many big tiger sharks here. That's a mystery that we're here to solve.
One of the theories for why this island attracts such big tiger sharks is actually about diet. This island, which lies 800 miles off the coast of Australia, used to be a penal colony. And when that closed in 1855, the Queen gave it over to the people living on Pitcairn Island, who moved over and started farming cattle. So that led to this really unique and interesting development, where now you've got cattle everywhere. I mean, they've blocked roads, they're all over town, but it made for quite a conundrum. I mean, what do you do with them when they die? You can't just bury the offal in carcasses because it may poison groundwater, especially on a really remote island like this. You have to find a safe way to dispose of it. And for Norfolk Island, that safe option was disposal at sea. So what the locals started doing for decades was just pushing it off this cow slide right here. I mean, it begs the question, are tiger sharks using Headstone Bay as a drive-thru hamburger joint? And could that explain the huge size of tiger sharks in the area? That's what we're here to find out. All right, guys, the cow's in place. Are you ready?
All right, Lauren. Ready when you are.
To confirm that the tiger sharks can eat the offal in the carcasses, we've got this large cow that died of natural causes. It was too old to be used for human consumption, so the local butchers gave it to us for the purpose of this dive and trying to get the sharks up and close.
Hey, Charlie, do you read me? Over?
I got you loud and clear, over.
One good-sized tiger shark heading towards the cow now.
Okay, great news. I'll just start getting kitted and get in the water. Thanks. One of the things we want to do here is to get a better idea of the number of these tiger sharks, but also the size range. And one of the best ways to do that is to get underwater and attract the sharks close to us.
We got more in the area, just heading in now.
Oh, look, I've caught hundreds of sharks on the Australian mainland, and I've never seen sharks this size. The ones I'm catching are like sardines compared to the animals here.
We have to find out why there are so many big tigers here. Is it the cow or is it something else?
Okay, that shark's backed off, Charlie. Go ahead and get in the cage.
Diver in the water. Moving to the cage.
With this much bait in the water, it's hard to know how these animals are going to react, so we're not taking any chances, and Charlie's staying in that cage.
Charlie, can you hear me? Yeah, roger that. We'll keep an eye out in the distance too. Hopefully these 2 sharks will start feeding and we'll get some more in. Okay, the shark is coming from behind, guys, from behind.
Roger.
Oh, and the second one's on now as well.
Okay, really amazing. We got a third shark, over.
Roger that. Okay, so now we've got 3 sharks on. And this is what we sort of hoping would happen. You get 1 or 2 attracted first. Once they start tearing things apart, the odour spreads more. There's some thrashing in the water. So let's hope that we start to see the real numbers show up here. There's another shark to your right coming in the surface. It just turned off.
Yeah, a lot of sharks around us right now. Very, very powerful sharks.
Yeah, it's actually pretty impressive to see this, you know, up close feeding like this.
Most of them are over 3.5 meters. Many of them are over 4 meters. This is actually getting really exciting.
Oh, look at this giant shark coming in.
You see it come up, this big head coming out of the water and, you know, chomping onto the cow. That's amazing. Whoa, like that.
Yeah, that was amazing. What a dive. Started a bit slow with only 2 sharks, but by the end, there were at least 15, probably even more like 20. That was definitely one of the best dives I've ever done. I've never seen so many large sharks. In most parts of the world, when we catch tiger sharks, they're mostly around 9 feet. But here, most of them were about 13 to 15 feet, which is exceptional. What we don't quite understand is why they get so big. So the next thing we want to do is catch a few sharks, put our tags out, and get a better understanding of what's going on here.
I've been studying sharks for almost 15 years, and I find tiger sharks particularly intriguing. We find them all throughout the world, in the tropics and subtropics. They cover huge distances, but as a predator, they're amazing. They can eat just about anything in the ocean. They're great scavengers. They're known for finding dead whales and dead turtles, but they're also really productive, active predators. And it's that adaptability that's key to their success.
Sharks are lazy. Why burn energy to catch food when you can get a free handout? And if there's a free handout of something like mammal, which is a high-calorie food, and it's constant, well, it's been over decades, why not come here to feed? You know, you can turn up at a certain time each year, and it's there.
We thought the regular delivery of beef might explain why there are so many big tiger sharks here. But it wasn't our only theory. Could these big adults be here to breed or pup? Or is it something else about these remote waters that are attracting them in? We've brought our entire toolkit out, so we're gonna try to take some blood, help us understand what these sharks eat. We're also gonna look at their large-scale movement using these satellite tags. Now, this should tell us if the shark hangs around Norfolk or maybe go further out to sea. On top of that, we're gonna implant these acoustic tags. Now, these are gonna tell us what areas of the island the sharks are using, and hopefully if we can get all of that done, we're gonna go for the fin cam. It's gonna give us a shark's eye view of the island, have a look at any prey it's interacting with. But before we can do any of this, we actually have to start landing some sharks, so we're gonna get fishing.
Yeah, so we got a big hunk of bait in there, a bit of cow, and it's quite oily, so that should send off a good slick. Tiger sharks, or all sharks, have amazing senses of smell. If they're in this area, they should be in fast. I think we got our first one.
Eyes off.
Yep, it's down.
It's gone.
First
We're gone.
one.
Second one
Oh,
down.
it's
as
dragging
well.
them down.
And third one. Floats just below the surface, and we got a big tiger underneath it. Big shark.
Big diggy.
Cheeky shark.
You know, I've caught a lot of sharks over the last 20 years, and when you get an animal that big, it takes your breath away a little bit, like, how are we going to deal with this thing? It's massive.
Yeah, hold on a minute and try to get it. No,
You can see it's got its head down and doesn't want to come up.
Hang on. One, two, three, go tight.
From this blood, we're hoping to understand what this tiger shark's eating, so we'll quickly get it into the esky and back to the lab.
Now, we've heard they're big. That's a big shark. See how fat it was?
Yeah, she's huge and so heavy, like, my goodness. Yeah, she's absolutely humongous.
We've been here for 15 minutes pretty much fishing. We got a massive shark straight away, 4.3 metres. That's the biggest I've ever tagged. We've been hearing that that's a pretty standard size here. Even I'm excited to see such a big shark, and I've caught hundreds of tigers before. So to get one that big, it's amazing.
Over the next few days, we caught 20 more sharks. I was blown away by the ratio of males to females. We had 8 females for every 2 males we caught. So right away, we thought this might actually be a key site for large breeding females.
4.3.
That's awesome. That's a good size.
But we're not seeing any of these large sharks with mating scars or pups in their belly. So diet remained our leading theory for why there are so many big sharks here. But as the data started to trickle in, we were shocked. What we've just downloaded is the data from our listening stations. So these are our acoustic receivers that we've put all around Norfolk Island. Now these pick up any of our acoustically tagged sharks, let us know which individual it was that swam within about 500 meters, so about 0.3 miles from those listening stations. And have a look here, you can see already a bit of a cluster in this area. That's right around Headstone Bay.
That's very interesting because in some ways we sort of expect that. Why burn energy to hunt when you can just go and get a free feed?
Yeah.
So given the sharks hanging around Headstone, we'd expect to see most of their diet being cow. But with these isotope results, boy, do I have something to show you. So these are the results I've just gotten back from the lab. Most of their diet is seabirds.
Really?
Yes. 52% seabird, only 10% is cow.
Well, that's surprising because, you know, I thought they'd pick off the occasional bird, but 52%.
I was flabbergasted. I was so blown away. I had to triple check all of my data because I was so surprised.
I guess, you know, we sort of had this idea that maybe the reason why Norfolk has these large sharks is that there's this cow and this mammal to actually like fuel their growth, you know, but as it turns out, it's not a cow or offal or something like that. It turns out it's something smaller maybe driving these needs of these large sharks to be here. You know, that's what's fueling them is birds.
Yeah, don't go to Macca's, go to...
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Yeah, KFC over Macca's.
You know, why is there more big sharks here, you know, than we get in other places? You put one and one together, makes 4, and we go, oh, cow. It's probably cow. Like, they're eating all this cow, so they're getting really big. But we can safely say by the amount of cow that's in their diets, that's got no influence on what's going on here. The big surprising thing for me was how much birds they eat. This is 50+%. And this is a massive animal eating a bunch of, like, birds. Like, you know, they'd have to eat heaps of them. You know, little cookies that are going around the ocean just tripping, you know, like, so how does it work? How does the predator-prey thing work?
So around the world, there is some evidence of tiger sharks eating birds. There's an area in Hawaii called Frigate Shoals, where the tiger sharks come to the surface to take them. We always assumed it was opportunistic and a fairly small part of their diet. We never had an indication that tiger sharks feed on seabirds at this scale. This was huge. It wasn't just a first for us, it's a first for tiger sharks globally. When we discovered that birds were making up most of their diet, it was a total curveball. We had no idea how on earth these big tiger sharks were actually able to catch that many pelagic birds. So we had to meet up with our local bird expert, Margaret Christian.
I know a bit. I've been working as a park ranger here for over 20 years.
Yep.
And been on the island for about 40.
So one of the big challenges we have with our data is I can just say, oh, tiger sharks eat seabird, but I don't actually know which kind of seabirds.
I think they would probably go for the one that's most numerous.
Yeah.
And the bird we see the most of that sits on the water where it would be vulnerable would be the wedge-tailed shearwater. Many, many years ago, we did see a big raft of shearwater, and we did see a large something come up out of the water and go into the back of this raft. All the birds that were still there took off and flew up to the front of the raft.
Yeah.
But then whatever it was came up again.
Yeah.
And just kept on eating up from the back.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, man, because we've been absolutely bamboozled about how these tiger sharks are catching a bird. I mean, the sharks are slow as anything, and the birds are notoriously quick, but so maybe it's those rafts. That might be the key.
A starting point to try to find out what these rafting birds are doing.
And whether they are the reason why there's so many large sharks here.
Is to actually go and watch. So these days with drones, it makes things a lot easier than it used to be. So we just went and started droning, just doing like drone surveys basically to find the rafts and seeing what's going on.
Looks like they're even moving a bit as well. They're not completely stationary. You can see them moving along.
Yeah, it looks like they might kind of be pushed with the wind, but it's hard to tell. It's an amazing number.
Oh.
Whoa!
Look at that.
Look at that.
Holy smokes.
Something definitely
That's
freaked them out.
What was that? They gone nuts. They've all
They
just
all
scattered.
moved.
Surprisingly, quite often we see a big disturbance with these birds. It's not just every now and then. It happens a fair bit, like this disturbance. They all settle down together and they seem quite happy. Then all of a sudden, they're all taking off. So we think maybe this is a tiger shark-driven behaviour. They have to actually be on alert and scatter when they come.
This would be the kind of reaction you'd expect if a potential predator was around these birds.
Yeah, if I were shearwater on this island with this many tiger sharks, I'd certainly be on edge. So with the drone surveys, we thought, all right, there's probably something going on here. We just need to get a bit closer. We need a better look.
So, being crazy scientists, just trying to try things, we had a madcap idea that we're going to build our own plastic bird, our own foam bird. So we've got this bird, it's got a GoPro here, a GoPro there, so you can look forward and below, and we've got a couple of tags, a satellite tag and a radio tag, that tomorrow morning we can go and find it again, hopefully, and pick it up. If we can drop her in amongst one of these rafts and she just blends in with all the mates and gets accepted, if we're lucky, we might see if a tiger shark comes up from underneath and we actually see a predation event. That's what we're hoping.
You can do this.
Here we go.
In theory, this was a cracking idea. But what actually happened is Bird Cam, or as we've named her, Shazza, lifted off, went just over the sea cliff.
Oh! No! Not Shazza! Come Shazza!
Fell in the exact worst spot, straight down a sheer cliff.
Bang. We lost her. We lost her on the cliff edge. Like, she's up for about 4 seconds.
There's about a 10-meter section. That's the only spot we couldn't drop Shazza. That's right where we fell. Luckily, the local rescue squad used it as a perfect training opportunity and retrieved Shazza for us, which was amazing. Oh my goodness.
Shazza! Yay! Shazza! So again, she rose like a phoenix.
This time, we double-checked everything, tied our knots extra tight, sent Shazza up and found the perfect raft. About 1 kilometer, maybe a little bit further offshore.
And we dropped her in.
It's been 12 hours since we deployed this bird cam, and we've heard nothing. We logged into the satellite tag from our computer last night and heard nothing from that. So now we're scampering around the island trying to get any sort of signal from that radio tag using these antennas. It's got a pretty good range, about 12 kilometers. So if we're not hearing it, either bird cam's really, really far, or maybe she got eaten. It's impossible for us to know. I'm really quite sad and a bit frustrated. We put so much time and effort into this bird cam because it's our best opportunity to get right up close with all these shearwater rafts. Even if we don't get her back, I do think that we've got a pretty good understanding of what's going on. I think that the only way these tiger sharks are able to eat that many shearwaters is really by targeting those rafts kind of at dusk when they're just sitting off the island. These shearwaters are an easy meal for a tiger shark with a big mouth because they can come up to the surface and slurp them down. And I reckon that's why big tiger sharks are coming here. As autumn arrived on the island, the shearwaters began to migrate north to warmer waters. And within weeks, our tiger sharks did the same. By winter, our sharks had traveled 600 miles to a small cluster of islands in the South Pacific called New Caledonia. And a whole new mystery had presented itself. We know so little about tiger sharks here, and certainly have no idea why our big tiger sharks from Norfolk have come to this spot. Are they here to feed? Are they here for mating? Maybe they're here for pupping. The important thing is we can actually land some tiger sharks, start finding out. New Caledonia is a big place. It's essentially an island 250 miles long, surrounded by a coral reef that stretches over 1,000 miles. That's a lot of real estate for a tiger shark to hide in. So to help us find these sharks, we needed some local help. Joining the team is local marine biologist Lauren Vigliola.
We've been tagging quite a few tiger shark just off Norfolk Island, and it looks like many of them, if not all of them, are going to this area just south of New Caledonia, that southern side down here.
This area is a Great Southern Lagoon. It's one of the largest lagoons in the world, and there is a huge diversity of habitats. You can see some reefs, nice, with nice small coral fish. Yeah. You have passes, you have deep sandy area, you have islets with birds, turtles, so you have, I think, everything that a tiger shark would like.
How long do you think it's going to take us to get down there?
It's over 100 kilometers, so it will take us a day to go there.
Okay, so it's a long day of steaming.
Yeah, enjoy it.
Heading out to sea, I was blown away by the size of the lagoon. Unlike Norfolk Island, where all the tiger sharks are perfectly concentrated, New Cal was a whole different kettle of fish. I was a little bit concerned that we wouldn't actually catch any.
I'm always excited to go to a new research place, but you always have a lot of trepidation that, is it going to work? You don't want to come home with zero.
So we know from our tracking data that some tiger sharks come through this area, so just keep your eyes peeled and stay close to your buddy.
Roger that.
As soon as we jumped in the water, we started looking for what could be attracting our tiger sharks here. While it was exciting to see what was living here, we were all a bit on edge. Diving in waters where we knew there were tiger sharks meant we had to be extra vigilant. What we did see were some reef sharks, came by to give us a bit of a buzz, and one of them had 4 big bite marks down its side from recent mating.
That was a great dive. Interestingly, I saw a lot of things which tiger sharks are known to eat. Notably sea snakes, turtles, lots of big fish, but not in big numbers, and I can't see any birds on the surface. So nothing stands out to what would draw them here. We're just gonna have to start catching tiger sharks, putting on some cameras, and then we can try to work out why they're here.
Over the next few hours, we began baiting the water.
Here, we're in the largest lagoon in the world. It's actually trickier to know where to fish. But we've got a good burly slick, a lot of smell, and we're hoping that this big tiger shark is going to find us, go up the smells, and get on our bait. I'm just setting up a fin cam, which will record the shark behavior, acceleration, depth. Ready? Just checking that it's turned on. And you can actually hear even the noise, which is what we use to find that fin cam when it pops up. All right, I'm good to go, guys. I reckon we might be on.
You think we have a fish?
Yeah, I think it's disappeared. It's just gone under, hasn't it?
Well, I can't see it anymore.
Yeah, it's just gone under. Shark on! Skipper, we need a skipper.
Given the anxiety around not actually catching any tiger sharks, I was so relieved as soon as we saw that first float go down. It was so big, we thought she is absolutely perfect for a camera tag. But putting a camera tag on a shark of that size is far from straightforward.
Okay, coming in nicely. Slowly, it's twisting a bit.
Come on, big girl. She just keeps on turning.
Yeah. Here we go, she's unrolling. That's it. Let go, slack.
Whoa! Whoa, whoa. This one's very feisty. It's going to take a while to get it to settle down. Look, hang on. And kicking.
Wait.
Rolling.
Wait.
It's a tail. Kick, let go. That's good, getting it tired. Let go. Go, let go, and it's slack. And it's heaps of slack. Let go of it.
It's a really perfect size. This is like the Norfolk Island size.
Ready? 1, 2. The hook is off.
You just pop the hook, which means that the hooks come out of her mouth, which means we have no control of the head end now, which is the pointy end. The end we want control of. Charlie's going to have to reach out and grab it. He's going to put on the cam, and then we'll figure out a way of getting that tail off.
I'll be ready in 30 seconds, guys.
What do you think? I think if you can get it on, then we just have to get that untied, which will be hard.
Yeah, the challenge will be then getting this tail rope off because we don't have anything to take the slack for me to loosen that off.
Sébastien.
That's too far.
Wait, ne tends pas trop.
Lucky Charlie's got long arms.
Attention, be careful.
Once you relax, wait. Go.
Yeah, you've got all the slack you need.
Wow, that was tough. Unfortunately, the hook just came undone, which means that the shark was kind of a bit loose and just holding on by the tail.
It's not a good situation because they're large, they're hard to handle, they're strong, and it's just like everybody's reacting at the same time. You know, oh, we do this, do that. Some of the people are reacting in French. You got to just calm down.
For the next 20 hours, we get to see what the shark is doing. Then the cam will release from the clamp, float to the surface, but the next challenge will be to go and find it. It's getting pretty close now, I think.
There it is, 12 o'clock, straight ahead, Charlie. You see it?
Oh yeah, I just got it right there.
Yep, right there.
Nice, good job, Lauren. Excellent.
20 deployments, right there.
Yoo-hoo! Oh, let's grab it quickly.
Yeah, got it, yes.
Let's have a look.
And she's
So
off.
you can see here at the start, shark went straight to the bottom and then started a bit of yo-yo up and down. And the first time we got back to the surface was about 6 p.m. So 2 hours later.
It's like a strategy to save energy where you glide down, you swim up,
Yeah.
you glide down, you swim up.
Yeah, you can see like a lot of yo-yo. I mean, it's throughout the whole day and night.
Because they're generalist predators, you can be hunting like rays from above or birds from below.
Some people have also suggested that it's for navigation as well.
Yeah.
Trying to use different cues, celestial cues, magnetic cues.
Yeah.
But we're not seeing a shark approaching any birds on the surface here.
Yeah.
And we actually haven't seen that many birds here on this location. So it's likely these sharks might be doing something different, might be feeding on different preys. What's that fish there?
Maybe in a Spanish mackerel, maybe.
The camera has been really interesting. We're actually seeing quite a few fish associating with the shark and just swimming in front of the shark. But we also noticed a few potential prey items swimming in front of that female. Interestingly, though, we didn't get any acceleration. So even though there's quite a bit of life in front of that shark, the shark is not even trying to go for any of these potential prey. So it's likely the sharks might be here for a different reason.
To find out what that reason could be, for the next few days, we threw everything we had at it. Remote underwater video stations, tags, biopsies, anything we could to find out why tiger sharks were coming to this spot.
That's a decent sized fish, actually. It's a unicorn.
That is
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Well, there's plenty of bits of food around. We couldn't find any evidence of these big resource pulses or masses of food that would indicate this is a good spot for tiger sharks to move that far.
So you don't have any like crazy numbers of one species that arrive at a specific time, like several thousand in one night?
We do have some large turtle nesting in summer. As far as I understand, the Norfolk shark are in summer in Norfolk and
Yes.
in winter here.
Yeah.
That doesn't match with the turtle nesting.
Does it match with any bird migrations? I mean, if all the birds are coming here, is there a specific time of year or an area that they nest?
From what I know, there is some nesting in summer as well.
It seems like all the potential increase of food are mostly in summer. So why are they here in the winter?
That's the question.
Yeah.
What we were finding was a real mix of tiger sharks, including some big males.
It's a boy! Wow! We've got a large male, 3.7 metres. This is great. We don't get many large males. This is excellent.
That's an incredibly rare fish. Super intriguing, because down at Norfolk, about 80% of the sharks we get are female. So the fact that we've already landed a big male makes this site really exciting. That indicated that the tiger sharks up here could be up here to mate with each other, but in order to find out conclusively, we needed to get a tiger shark that had mating scars or was pregnant, or ideally one we could ultrasound. This is our waterproof ultrasound, and it's going to allow us to look inside the belly of these large female tiger sharks, because one of our working theories is that these large sharks are fattening up, getting really healthy down in Norfolk Island, eating lots of seabirds, and coming up here to New Caledonia to pup. We know very little about pupping grounds for tiger sharks globally. We're not sure where they go to mate, where they go to give birth, but we think there's a link between the size of the tiger shark and the size of the litter. So these really large, mature females might have really large litter sizes. And that makes them so critical to maintaining the population throughout all of the South Pacific. Finding a pregnant tiger shark up here would be so exciting.
The line's behind you. Line's behind. The shark is there, swimming towards the front now.
This is the fattest one we've had by far.
Waiting for scanner?
Yeah.
Where's the...
What was that? I'm wondering if that's the follicles and the eggs. I wonder if that's egg cases.
Could be. I don't see much of anything inside them, but...
Yes.
That first scan was a little bit disappointing. While we were able to see some eggs, we didn't actually see any pups, which is really what we were hoping for. By day 7, we had landed 13 tiger sharks. A real interesting mix of sizes and sexes. What we weren't finding is all these big tiger sharks we were expecting, and so far, none were pregnant. It made us think that these tiger sharks weren't actually here on the lagoon. They might be further out, off the reef, hanging out in deeper water, feeding, mating, potentially pupping. So we decided to move locations for one last attempt to find a pregnant female.
We set a new sand trail and waited. But as the hour went by, the wind started to pick up. So you mentioned the forecast is not looking too bright.
Yeah, with rain is coming.
Yeah.
And more wind, up to 20, 22, and gusts to 28, 30 knots.
So it's getting worse.
Yeah, and even worse after that.
We just got a gust of 18 knots now.
Exactly. So the wind is coming.
So we might only have a few hours left of fishing.
Yeah, we really have to work well today for the fishing, and maybe tomorrow it will be too windy.
It's actually getting a bit worse now, and we can still fish at the moment, but if it gets any worse than this, we're probably gonna have to stop.
When the weather picked up and threatened to cut the whole expedition short, I was absolutely gutted.
That's nature. It can make or break a trip.
That one over there, do you think it's down? It's the furthest away one. It's supposed to be another one behind it, which I cannot see.
Yeah,
There's one way out there somewhere. I see that one there, but...
Well, there should be two, though. There should be the one that's there and one more straight out.
Shark on!
Based on how deep the float was and the weight, probably a big shark.
Here she comes. Oh, she's a big girl. Look at that girth on her.
we knew we had one last opportunity. And we caught this tiger shark that was absolutely huge, and she had such a big wide belly, we thought, perfect. She might be pregnant.
I reckon we've got something here. I can feel it. So, as we were trying to do the ultrasound, we can actually feel something hard, and we can even feel it moving as well. Just basically, we don't even need ultrasound. We can actually just feel the embryos in there.
Oh, that one feels like it's moving too. It goes from there to there.
Lauren's saying that we think the pup is about 20 centimetres. Obviously, it's a rough guess.
Could be bigger.
It could be bigger. Like, tiger shark pup about 50 centimetres when they come out, I think, off the top of my head. So that would mean that, you know, it's not at the stage of pupping yet. But the fact we're putting a satellite tag on, we might be able to see where she moves later on to get an idea of maybe where she moves the pup. We know nothing about pupping grounds of tiger sharks. I've caught hundreds of tiger sharks, and that's the first one I can confirm that definitely had pups. So that's pretty exciting after all these years of actually catching tiger sharks.
Not only were we able to feel pups inside her, but we managed to get a satellite tag on, which is an unbelievable combination, because it means we're able to track this female as she moves, hopefully get an indication of where she might be dropping her pups. Something that we don't know, not just for tiger sharks in New Caledonia, but tiger sharks globally. This is such groundbreaking science. I was so elated to be a part of it. It's been an incredible expedition. We've landed so many tiger sharks, but unfortunately, with the wind and weather like this, it's time for us to head back to port.
We think we're one step closer to understanding why the sharks on Norfolk Island are so big. And that might simply be that the bigger individuals are further offshore and more likely to be found on these offshore remote islands.
If I was put on the spot, I'd say it's the isolated nature of the open water that we think the larger sharks spend time in, and there's prey that's consistent and easy to catch, which is the birds.
I still think they're there to fatten up on seabirds, potentially following those seabirds north, maybe to pup in the warmer waters off tropical islands like New Caledonia.
There's still so many questions to answer here. I mean, in this web of islands and reefs, I mean, is there a pupping ground here or not? That tag that we just put out on that female, I'm very excited because, you know, we know it's pregnant. So we may be able to actually find out where these sharks pup.
Tiger sharks are globally near threatened, so understanding where they go to give birth is so critical to help us conserve this amazing shark.